Are you struggling with balancing your creative hustles and your life and your full-time job? Well, I'm gonna show you guys how I balance my life now after college with one full-time job and 3 side hustles. Last May, during COVID season, I actually graduated with a graphic design degree, and so I am now a full-time graphic designer. And I do have 3 side hustles, one being YouTube, one being my small wedding photography business, and then I do work for a wedding agency. So I do have those little side hustles with me, but if you understand what I'm going through, I am going through a crisis of not having any accountability. I can be as lazy as I want, and that is not good. So I hope that this video really helps you to keep pushing, to keep creating. Okay, the first step for balancing your side hustle with your 9 to 5 is to master your morning. So Sean Cannell of Think Media, I love him. He always says rise and grind, and I do believe that you gotta rise and take hold of the day. It truly starts off with your nighttime routine, and I'll get to that more later. But for me, in the morning, I have tried 2 different routines. My first way of doing my morning is to wake up super early, have everything packed, so my gym clothes, my shower stuff, my change of clothes, my food, hit the gym and shower at the gym. But there's another way I've also treated my mornings, and that is to wake up a little later by like 10 minutes and go to the gym and then back to my house. So it does take more time, and it is kind of like a waste of gas and sleeping time, but I feel like the second choice of waking up later and then having to come back to my house is actually a lot better for me mentally. So yeah, those are 2 different options. You can either wake up super early or wake up later. It depends on you whether or not you like to sleep in. Another thing that I like to do in the morning is to listen to motivational or faith-based podcasts on my way to work. So I try not to fill myself up with clutter from like Instagram or just like random chit-chat podcasts. I like to really fill my soul with something that's gonna benefit me or empower me for the rest of the day. And once I do get to work, this is mostly on Mondays, but I do like to reach for my planner and I write down what 3 things that I accomplished that last week. And then I also like to write down my intentions for the week, and I kind of plan each day on Monday so that I have an outlook of what I am planning to do. I do have like a weekly goal, just like 5 things that I really want to do this coming week. I try to at least have an intention, because if I have intentions on Mondays, then I feel like I can seize the day or the week even more. I am trying to transition a little bit to Google Calendar just slowly, just because that's something that I can keep with me. So the first step is to master your mornings, and if you're liking this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. But the second step is to list out your priorities. My top 3 are basically my job, my side hustles, and then my relationships, and those are basically non-negotiables. I do make plans with my friends on a weekly basis just because I want to make sure I cultivate those relationships. And then as far as relationships go, I am trying to work more on my spiritual relationship with God. It always needs to be worked on, and I need to work on it. But anyway, what are your top priorities? Go ahead and write them down, because if you have them written down and have them like, divided, and maybe have the top 3. Number 3, pick a side hustle that complements your full-time job. So this might not work if you are a multi-passionate with like passions all over the board, but this could work for the most part. It will require some trial and error to see what you're good at, what you like, and what's working for you. For me, I am a graphic designer, so that goes hand in hand with like social media, YouTube, and photography. But if you want, you could definitely have an Instagram. If you're a nurse, talk about, nursing experiences on your Instagram or your website or your YouTube channel. If you're a copywriter, you could have a blog and write about, your lifestyle, and maybe even write a book. Number 4 is choose to commit. You gotta schedule your day and time block. So for me, I talked about, mastering your morning. So now we're gonna talk about what I do in the evenings to master my night. And that is basically planning out what I'm doing exactly from the moment I arrive home to the moment I get to bed. So I have a plan. At 5:30, I gotta do this. At 6, I gotta edit my YouTube videos. At 7, this is the next thing. At 8, 8:30, 9, and then 9:20, gotta be in bed. So I have everything laid out, and that is very important so that you are actually doing something productive the moment you get home and you're not just reaching for your remote control to watch your next Netflix movie. Another thing with mastering your time is to definitely content batch. So I haven't done this a lot, and I need to, but every time I do it, it totally relieves me of the pressure, because by scripting yourself or by researching all in one go and then going ahead and filming like 2 to 3 videos in one sitting, that really saves time. And I can't imagine what it would be like if you also did it too with your own side hustles. Along with scheduling and time blocking, I also want to tell you that you need to form boundaries with your time. So because I do have 3 side hustles and a full-time job, I gotta tell myself, okay, this is the moment that I can actually respond to these certain people in their emails. I can't, think about my side hustles at my full-time job, or at least not fully, because that wouldn't be fair to them who have hired me to dedicate my life, dedicate my 8 hours to that full-time job. So with time blocking, I do want to designate time for my friends and family because they are so important in my life. So I do eat dinners with my parents, and then I schedule 1 to 2 times of interaction throughout the week with my friends, and I usually schedule those around meal times just because you need to eat anyway, so why not eat with a friend? And then on my way to work or going home, I do like to call my friends just because if you're already driving, might as well multitask in that way. And then as far as community service, you can go ahead and do this with a friend, because then that would be time with your friend. I don't do a lot of community service right now. I used to do more back in college just because college had a lot of opportunities, but if you are able to, grab a friend and do it together. Okay, number 5 is super helpful if you are able to, but you need to delegate. And this is like the hardest thing if you are a perfectionist or someone who's very, like you care about your side hustle and you believe that it's your baby. But delegating is so important, and I don't really do this much with my side hustle, but I do this with like my life because I do live at home. My mom cooks a lot of the food, and I'm really blessed. But if you are able to delegate, go ahead and like ask a friend or pay someone on Fiverr to do your reels for you, or like edit your YouTube videos or something like that, because that saves a lot of time. Okay, number 6, I urge you to do something that will encourage you to grow for at least 30 minutes. So this could be working out, devotions, reading, walking, going to a cafe, and I love doing that. Just something that will really help you mentally and keep you motivated for the rest of the day. I think if you master this little component, and it's kind of like a little treat that encourages you to keep growing, this will help you channel your energy and your motivation for the rest of the day when there's something that you might not necessarily want to do. So yeah, that's all you have to do and your life will be perfect. I'm totally kidding, like that is not believable, but I know that it requires mental toughness and self-discipline, and it's something you have to practice every day and get better at. But if you guys are wanting to make awesome content and make bomb pictures for your Instagram or blog, make sure you watch my other videos linked right here. Oh, and all of these tips, I am still working on them myself, so I ain't no perfect girl. I have to push myself every day